Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the core message from Tony Robbins' Time to Rise Summit. We're focusing on what he calls the single most powerful force that shapes your entire life, all your decisions, and ultimately your destiny.
So Robbins kicks things off with this really bold claim. He says your whole life, everything you do, is governed by this deep, powerful need to act in a way that matches the story you tell yourself about who you are. It means that everything you do gets filtered through that story.
And that story, that's your identity. And look, whether you realize it or not, it's like the glue holding all your beliefs and behaviors together, for better or sometimes for worse. It's the master program just running in the background of your mind 24/7.
He explains it like this. When you go from describing an action, something you did, like I procrastinated, to claiming an identity, I am a procrastinator, everything changes. See the difference? One is temporary. The other feels permanent. You're trading the power to change for the comfort of just knowing, of being certain.
And here's the kicker. Something Robbins points out. A lot of us are running on software we wrote like 10, 20 years ago. Think about that. You're trying to operate in today's world with this totally outdated software, and then you wonder why you're stuck, right?
Okay, so if identity is the master program, what's the code? What's it written in? Well, to get that, we have to look at the absolute building block of it all, belief. What even is a belief, really?
It's not just some random thought, right? Or an idea you kind of play with. No. Robbins defines a belief as a feeling of absolute, total certainty. And that's the key. That feeling, that emotion, is what makes it so powerful and so damn hard to change.
Okay, to really show you how your beliefs literally filter what you see, he does this simple but honestly mind-blowing little experiment. So let's just do it together right now. You ready? All right, right now, wherever you are, look around and find everything that is brown. Go! Quickly! Just scan the room. Your desk, the floor, a picture frame, find all the brown. Got it? Okay, now close your eyes and tell me, what did you see that was red? Kind of tricky, isn't it? You probably can't remember much red, if any, but you saw a ton of brown. So why is that? It's so simple but so profound. You find what you're looking for. Your brain was actively hunting for evidence of brown. It probably even took something that was kind of beige and went, yeah, that's brown enough. And this is exactly how your beliefs about yourself and the world work every single second of every single day. So, okay, this mental filtering thing is cool, but how does it actually play out in our day-to-day lives when it comes to our success? Well, Robbins has this perfect metaphor for it, the thermostat.
Yeah, I want you to literally picture your identity like a thermostat on the wall. It's set to a very specific comfort zone temperature for everything, for your income, for your relationships, for your level of happiness. It's the temperature you subconsciously feel you deserve.
And this explains so much. So check this out. Let's say your performance drops. You lose a client, you have a bad month, it gets too cold. Your internal thermostat kicks on the heat. You start working harder to get back to your normal standard. But what about the other way? What if things get too good? You land a huge deal, you're happier than ever, the temperature spikes. Well, your mind's air conditioner kicks on. You start finding ways to sabotage yourself, to cool things back down to what feels familiar. It's not about failure, it's just your thermostat working perfectly. Okay, so if we're literally hardwired to stay in this comfortable little temperature zone, how in the world do we ever really change? Is it just willpower? Robbins says no. It's not about trying harder. It's about conditioning. It's about building a new identity until it's just who you are.
And for this, he brings up one of the greatest athletes on the planet, Steph Curry. We see him as the greatest three-point shooter in history, right? But Robbins argues that's not about some God-given talent. It's the result of relentless, almost obsessive conditioning. Get this. Over his pro career, it's estimated he's taken over 2.5 million practice shots. Let that sink in. 2.5 million. That isn't just practice. That's literally rewiring his brain and his nervous system. He's conditioning a new identity where excellence isn't something he tries for. It's his automatic default state. So yeah, his success on the court looks like magic to us. But as Tony says, you are rewarded in public for what you invest and practice in private. That magic was forged in empty gyms through millions of boring repetitions, until being the greatest shooter on earth wasn't a goal anymore. It was just his identity. And you know what?
This exact same principle applies to how the rest of the world sees you. This is where we start talking about the idea of a personal brand, which, let's be honest, is just a fancy way of talking about your identity in a professional context. Think about how powerful a brand is. It's all about owning a little piece of real estate in our minds, right? If I say soft drink, what pops into your head? For 95% of people, it's Coke. That mental shortcut is unbelievably valuable. And the same thing applies to you.
So Robbins gives us this really simple 3-step framework. First, you have to get crystal clear. Articulate your advantage. Why you? Why should someone work with you over literally anyone else? Second, you have to practice communicating that value. Rehearse it until it feels completely natural. And third, and this is the most important part, you have to live it. Your actions have to back it up. Because if you don't live it, nobody's going to believe it. Least of all, you.
And so, all of this leaves us with one last really powerful question to think about. Your current identity, the one that got you to where you are right now, was probably created by accident years ago. It got you this far. But, and this is the big but, it's not going to get you where you really want to go. So the question is, who are you committed to becoming starting right now?